Welcome to Negosyo Negoshow, where we create conversations about small and new business opportunities so that we can inspire and educate others who may also want to go into business. That's why on Negosyo Negoshow, I want you to show me your negosyo. Hello mga kanegosyo! Welcome sa isa na namang episode ng Negosyo Negoshow. And ito pong pag-uusapan natin ngayon, very exciting siya because it's a topic that is very relevant. Maraming taong interesado dito, which is food. Okay, it's food business related. And the guest that I have on this episode, she is a enthusiastic home cook. And she's also a self-confessed foodie. And by day, she's also a business unit head at a big restaurant group. So when I got to chat with her, I met her online, and we talked about this episode. What struck me is, ang bata pa niya, and yet she's already doing so much in terms of her business. But, you know, ayokong pangunahan. Without further ado, allow me to welcome to the show my guest, Lexy Senson. Hello, Lexy.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. Nice to see you.
How are you? How are things?
Good naman. Thank
Good.
you.
Good. So, na-mention ko, no, by day you are a business unit head for a big restaurant group. So, how long have you been doing that?
As a business unit head, I've been that for 3 years already for a US franchise, US-based franchise. But I've been with my company for 5 years na. So, my job is more or less yung business side ng restaurants. Hindi masyado delving into the operations. Pero marunong pa rin ako. Like, you can toss me into the kitchen pag kailangan. But more business side. So, analytics, strategies, and whatnot. That's my job.
Wow, galing. Ano yan hindi siya ganun kasimple, no? Kasi you're talking about analytics and operations. So definitely and hopefully later we'll talk more about that.
Yes.
Baka meron tayong pwedeng ma-impart na tips and alam mo yan, for our viewers. So sabi mo, as a business unit head, you're there more on operation side. Pero meron ka ring experience sa kitchen, sa food preparation and everything.
Yeah. I had to learn it for my newest project because it's a franchise nga. So I went to the US to train, and I learned everything from scrubbing grills, as in yung mga sunog na grills. Scrub namin yun. And then we also did food preparation. So talagang it was all part because they wanted someone to manage the restaurant na alam lahat and pwede turuan yung mga staff dito sa Pilipinas. That's why I had to do all of it talaga. Yeah. So I have experience pa rin in the kitchen kahit pa paano.
Outside of work, do you enjoy cooking? Is that a hobby for you?
Well, it's not quite a habit in the sense, especially when I'm at work, because I only have 1 day off on a regular work week. So most of the time sa day off na yun, I like to sleep the whole day. But because of this quarantine, talagang nakabalik ako to my cooking passion talaga. So I was able to do a lot of that cooking during this free time that we have right now. So and I tried a lot of recipes that I've been wanting to try but never got to because of work. So now I'm back at cooking a lot now. Yeah.
Nice. And you mentioned, of course, everybody's been affected by COVID, by the lockdowns. How has it been for not only for your company but for the entire industry, food, restaurant industry?
It's a very awkward situation right now, especially now like GCQ na. Obviously during ECQ, like complete shutdown. If ever takeout only. But the thing is, like, even when we were takeout only, it's hard to decide whether or not the takeout that you'll earn is enough to cover the operations for the whole time. So parang because we're around like 50 branches in our group. So parang most of them remained closed and only a few remained open. But even the few that remained open, parang alanganin. Yeah, parang it's not doing so well, but it's better than nothing. Something like that. So it's a very awkward situation. So the one I'm assigned to right now closed pa rin because it's one of the brands that's very dependent on dine-in rather than take-out. So that's why right now I'm still at home, working from home lang if ever, preparing for reopening. But otherwise, nothing much to do kasi wala talaga eh. It's closed. There's nothing much to do otherwise. So, yeah.
So, yung itong before we go to your brand, your food business itself, when did you decide that, instead of me waiting for things to happen, when did you decide na I'll start a business na rin?
I'm the type of person who easily gets bored. I actually don't know how I lasted like 2 months before deciding to get into this. But basically, I wanted to earn my own money again. Honestly, like my family, it's not, we're not having a hard time during this time because my dad is in IT. So he works from home. There's still sweldo. And it's more matipid to stay at home. So we actually, even though there's no income coming from me, we actually saved a lot of money staying at home. So yung nangyari is, I decided na, I wanted to do something more for myself to try it out to see if I can do it. And then, not to mention that my whole family thought the food I was cooking was good. So I decided, okay, why don't we try showing this to the world, letting them try and see if I can make a profit out of it. Ganun lang yun. So yun, it was more of boredom and wanting to do something more for myself. So self-improvement, actually, a lot of it.
Great. Yeah. And this happened when? How long did you actually start the business?
My Excel file where I made my first purchase and my first sale is May 29. So parang, yeah, very recently
May
lang.
29, yeah.
A little less than 2 months ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yun, that's really a good example para sa atin mga kanegosyo. Even during itong situation na to, season na to, na naka-lockdown tayo, may COVID, ang daming restrictions sa mobility natin.
Yes,
Marami pa rin pong opportunities dyan. So it's just a matter of being resilient. Diba? Paulit-ulit natin naririnig ngayong season yan, yung word na resilient. So resilient means pag nagkaroon ng problem, situation, nagkaroon ng challenge, okay lang, bangon tayo ulit, let's try again. Diba? So, ito nga, si Lexy, she started just May. During May, ano ba tayo nun? GCQ o, diba? Still, there were a lot of restrictions. And yet, Lexy just decided, sige lang, go tayo, tutuloy kong tong negosyo na to. So, was it hard for you to do that? And anong kinailangan mo to start yung business?
The thing with this situation right now, what people don't realize is that selling online and is something that's actually not, it doesn't require you that much at all. All you need is a product, a picture, and some writing skills. Ganun lang yun. Like, it's just a matter of posting. So, what ended up happening with me was we sent pictures to via Viber pa nga eh, wala pang Facebook or anything like that. I would send it to my friends, my mom's friends, my neighbors and stuff like that. Sila lang. And then I sold. So I didn't even launch my Facebook until a month after I was selling. So what people don't realize is that there's no big investment that you need to make when you start. You can actually just like, okay, may isa akong order na 1 kilo, I'll buy 1 kilo worth of ingredients lang. Ganon lang yun. So people can start like that. And if you feel like at the beginning pa lang it doesn't work, you spent 1 kilo lang. You know what I mean? You on 1 kilo worth of ingredients lang. So it wasn't that hard at all because I went at my own pace. I went with my gut feel, what felt good. If it didn't feel good, I didn't go through with it yet. Up to now pa nga, sometimes like, oh, I don't really feel like selling or cooking today. I won't post muna so that people won't buy from me muna up to that. So it's something that you can do at your own pace. I think that's the most important thing about online selling. Yeah.
Yun, gandang lesson nun. So you don't have to wait for for the situation to become perfect for you to try. No. You just have to start.
You just have to. One of my biggest things is mantras for this is progress before perfection. I hope I can tell a story about this now because I've actually tried to do 2 major projects twice before this whole thing. So like during my work as a side project and stuff like that. And I super focused on setting it up right and stuff like that, testing everything and stuff like that. One of them was a blog that I bought the domain for, ganon, and everything like that. And then planned my blog post. But for some reason, hindi ako natuloy. The other one is a jam business. Coconut. It's a Malaysian coconut jam. I tried to sell that here after a trip from Malaysia. I tried to do that, tried to get everything perfect, and then wala, I didn't push through pa rin. So I spent money on stuff, and then I didn't even get to sell it. You know what I mean? So when I started this business, I was like, bahala na, I'll sell little at a time. No, nothing perfect. Just get feedback along the way. Improve as you go along and start na, basta makabenta muna. So that was the mentality I went with. And that changed everything with the way I did things. So,
nice.
Yeah.
So, tandaan niyo po yun progress before perfection. So, very practical tips. Hindi natin kailangan maging perfect muna yung gagawin natin. Kasi maraming tao na kailangan i-perfect. Kailangan kompleto, may logo na ako, may brand, may alam mo yun. And of course, I'm talking to myself kasi for an OCD, so kailangan perfect lahat. Yun, so hindi mo kailangan maging perfect. You just have to start it, try it. Then along the way, kung merong kailangan baguhin, di ba, you need to tweak something, then ayusin mo na lang along the way. But that's a good tip for our viewers. Progress before perfection. Nice.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your brand. Yeah. So I'll just share the screen. And this is your brand. Hwai Ting.
Hwai Ting,
okay.
Yes.
So Hwai Ting, okay. Awesome home food for that fighting spirit. So what's Hwai Ting?
Hwai Ting is it's drama addicts will know what this is, no? So
I'm not into K-drama, so please
Yeah, it's okay. I'll explain. Hwai Ting is like the Korean spelling of fighting. So fighting is a mantra for Korean, something like that. So like in a Korean drama, when a character is in the tough spot, what they'll do is they'll tell each other, "Oh, Hwai Ting," stuff like that. So they'll help. Basically, it's a words of encouragement. You can do it, do your best, keep fighting and stuff like that. So that's what fighting means. And there's always hand gesture pa. Like what you see now, the girl's like lifting her fists up. Hindi yung fist na palaban. It's more of like excitement, encouragement and stuff like that. So yun. Fun fact, this girl, I named her a Korean version of myself because my full name's Alexandria. So her name in Korean is Kangdea. It sounds like my name. And then,
okay.
Yeah, wala lang. But
Sige,
yeah.
sige. Nice.
So,
Itong parang, I guess you could also say it's like your avatar, no? Did you have this professionally done or ikaw gumawa nito?
I started when I first made it. Again, progress before perfection, no? It took me a month to come up with my brand, or like 3 weeks to come before I actually went and came up with a brand. I was selling before that. I got a Korean avatar app, and I made a girl, ganon. So this girl with the gesture and stuff, and then did a little photoshopping and stuff like that. And yeah, but then eventually what happened was I couldn't use it in a lot of artworks because it gets blurry as you make it bigger. So eventually what happened was I going through Facebook groups, I stumbled upon someone who was doing logos for a very low price. So parang the avatar and my logo combined is I paid only 3,500.
Not bad.
That's very very cheap actually kasi person was charging avatar lang 6,000.
Okay.
Ganon. So parang if you look through Facebook groups, you'll find a lot of people who are willing to do this because they know the situation is tough. So they'll charge very low prices for it. So if you don't mind, I'll plug them in. Just search them.
Sure.
iCandyPH. Their name is 1,000 pesos for a logo only. So all you aspiring business owners who need a logo, pwede dun kayo. Yeah.
Dami nating tips ngayon, ha?
Yeah.
Mga kanegosyo. So, this is your Facebook page.
Yes.
So, and tell me more about your product, okay? Kasi we've already shown them your brand, Hwai Ting. So, what is your product?
My product is Korean fried chicken. So,
Yeah.
yes. So I sell Korean fried chicken.
Sarap
Yeah. It's basically the difference between normal fried chicken and Korean fried chicken is that it's double fried. So it comes with a very light, crispy batter. And then you can have it with or without a glaze. So we have it comes with glazes and whatnot. So I sell it plain, meaning no glaze.
So this is the plain?
Yeah, it looks like the plain one. Sometimes you can't really tell the difference.
Yeah.
But that's the soy garlic.
The shiny one is, I guess, is the one that's glazed, no?
Yeah, that's the soy garlic glaze. Yeah, and I have soy garlic glaze, like your classic bonchon chicken, but better. Mine tastes better and cheaper. And sweet and spicy. In Korean, you might hear it as yangnyeom glaze, but to make it more relatable, I just say sweet and spicy para madaling intindihin. So yeah, it comes frozen. So why do I sell it frozen? Kasi if I sell it cooked na, hindi na crispy pagdating sa'yo. So, and I really wanted to preserve the integrity of the product by making sure that you're able to eat it crispy. So I'd rather let you cook it para when you eat it, the satisfaction is 100% talaga and more than that. So, yun. So I sell it frozen. The nice thing about that is you can eat it anytime you want. You can take out as many or as little as you want at a time, and then you fry it on your own at your own time, and then you just eat it hot and crispy. So that's not something that a lot of food sellers can do because pagdating sa'yo malamig na, ganon, something like that. That's the difference of my product.
Yep. So ito on the screen now, this is how your customers will receive it. Naka-bag siya, naka-plastic bag.
Yes, and it's frozen.
It's frozen. Meron siyang parang cooking instructions or just deep fry mo lang siya?
It comes on the paper bag that this one comes in. So we have a hard copy of the cooking instructions.
Okay.
And especially if you ordered from me online, which is obviously the way you'll order from me, I'll also send a soft copy. Para you'll always have a copy in your phone whenever you want to cook.
Nice, nice. And ilan yung variants mo? So ito siya, no?
So
Plain?
3. I have plain, sweet and spicy, and soy garlic. Yeah.
And soy garlic.
Yeah.
Yun. But when they receive it, it's chicken lang siya, no?
Yes, it's chicken and glaze. Chicken and glaze. So, yeah.
Naisip ko lang baka yung customer pag nandun na siya, baka mabitin Tipong sana meron na tong rice. Just alam mo yan. Para isang na lang.
Well, the thing is, the pack naman kasi sobrang sulit. Kasi it's 7 to 9 pieces of chicken depending on the size.
Okay. Okay.
Fried perfectly, so you just have to fry it a second time.
Ito marami siya. Tama.
Oo. So, technically naka-fry na siya. You just have to fry it a second time. And then of course, optimum amount of glaze. If you think about it, it turns out to be something like 60 to 70 pesos per piece of chicken. Most stores will be like, something will, like bonchon, for example, is like 80 to 90 pesos per piece. So, sulit na siya. And then, the ingredients I use are actually Korean ingredients talaga. So, I don't skimp on the quality of the ingredients. I make sure na you have high quality ingredients in the chicken, for sure.
Okay.
So,
and when your customers order, they order via Facebook, and you also have Instagram.
Yes, so they can order anytime. Very, very simple. I like to be able to talk to customers, so I get feedback. So wala pang Autobot or anything like that na automatic. I in depth with talk to them, walk through every single detail with them kung paano gagawin. So message me on Facebook or on Instagram, and I'll see you. And then and then I used to do this through Viber lang also because I didn't have a Facebook page and Instagram back then.
Okay. So pag may sumagot, hindi yan AI, ikaw yun.
Ako talaga.
Okay. Good. So, when they order, paano delivery nito? Meron bang parang preferred logistics na delivery?
I use Lalamove because that's the most efficient that I've experienced so far. And at a good price. So, of course, that's at the buyer's expense. And but you have the option to transfer that payment digitally, so you don't have to give the cash to the rider. I'm the one who gives the cash to the rider na lang when I deliver the chicken. And don't be afraid because I've delivered from BF Homes Parañaque to Quezon City many times.
Okay.
It's just a matter of buying more than one pack para sulit yung shipping mo.
True. Nice. Napansin ko lang dito, Lexy, sa page mo, you already have 796 people following, 772 who have liked your page. How do you get people to notice? Meron ka bang some tip or that you can share with the audience, with our viewers?
It's very, what do you call this? There's a guide talaga. What I did was I was invited to a group called Bounce Back PH official.
Bounce Back PH, yes.
Yes. Go over there, and there are literally thousands of small businesses like me and you who are trying to get out there as well. So what we do in that community is that we post our page link, and then we ask for likes, and as long as we follow their pages back. That's the only exchange. So we like each other's pages. So starting around early June, I started doing that. Every day, every single post na lumalabas na, oh, please like my page, I'll like yours back. I comment on that. And yun. So yung nangyari is like every day, keep doing it. Commenting on every single post na lumalabas. I reached 700. Of course, some of them are my friends also na invite ko. Pero those are like what? 100 lang. So the other 600 is really other small businesses who are trying to get by just like me. Yun yung maganda. It's a very nice community, the online community. So if you're scared, don't be, kasi all of us are all struggling the same thing. Sa totoo lang, even the biggest entrepreneurs now, they don't know what to do. Like the CEOs of the big companies, they don't know what to do during this time. This is completely new. So we're all trying to learn from each other here, and Bounce Back Official, aside from adding likes to your page, it's a good resource for you to learn how to do new things for your business. Yeah.
True. So here on the screen right now is the page of Bounce Back PH Official.
Yeah.
And sabi nga ni Lexy, this is a great community. Yung mga, whether you're a veteran in terms of running a business, matagal ka na entrepreneur, or ngayon ka lang during this season, during lockdown, during COVID ka lang nag-decide na maging entrepreneur. This is a great place to start and to get support from other people who are also venturing into business. So definitely check this out, and we'll link it dun sa comment section nitong episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there, like for like lang. Comment on single post lang. Yeah.
Yep. Yun nga, yung pag-like ngayon ng mga pages, it really counts, no?
Yeah, it does. It does. For some reason, you didn't realize na parang, oh, I talked to 600 people na pala. Something like that. Parang ganun.
Yes,
yeah, it's great. I like my feed now compared to my old feed na puro drama and politico and stuff like that. Now my Facebook feed is all businesses. Now it's all businesses. So like parang I learn from them also. Like parang, oh, how much do they sell? How do they package? Ganon. How do they present? How do they take pictures? Ganon, mga little things like that. So I'm learning a lot from my Facebook feed now because of that. Yeah.
Nice. And in terms of social media management, paano mo na-juggle yung pagluluto, pag-prepare ng food? By the way, in terms of production, yung preparation ng food, sinong gumagawa niyan? Is it you personally? Meron bang tumutulong sa'yo?
It started off like I had to teach someone. So my house help. Pero my house help is an amazing person. I love her very, very much. She's very great. But basically, what ended up the division of tasks was that she does the frying. Expert na siya dyan. And then I do the sauces. I do the packing. My mom helps with sales a little bit. She's the one advertising to all her friends. Oh, try my daughter's chicken, ganun, stuff like that. And then she also does a lot of the logistics. Like, she likes to drive kasi. So, she also gets inip in the house. So, parang if something needs to be bought, I phone it in and then all she does is pick it up. No one goes down. No one gets exposed to anything. Ganon. So, very efficient. And then yun. And then me, finance, marketing, ganon, everything else. So, if I can, I leave the cooking as much as possible to my helper. But I do cook the sauces. Kasi I'm the one who knows the timpla. But otherwise, that's minimal. That's minimal. I do everything else na lang afterwards. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, maganda nga yun eh. Parang isipin natin parang parang factory. Di ba? Parang production line kumbaga. So, iba yung nag-fry, ikaw sa sauce, mom mo naman sa logistics. So, ang galing. Yeah. Talagang siya. Very efficient na.
Yes, yeah. Sure.
So, in terms of going back to my other question, social media management. So, paano mo siya na-juggle? Kung if you're busy producing yung products mo, getting it out of the door, how do you find time to engage sa social media?
Sa totoo lang, I haven't been doing it. I'll be completely honest. That's the short answer. But I think like the long answer is that I number one, I don't cook every day. I don't cook every day. What I do is like since the products can be frozen, I cook a bunch at once and then sell it. And then pag paubos na, I cook again, ganun, stuff like that. So there's a system na, in short. Parang, what you call this? I have an order point or a cooking point already for my chicken. So yun yung maganda. I don't have to cook every day. So the days I don't cook, I'm doing my social media. Yun. So that's the long answer. But I feel like I'm not very good at marketing pa. That's the part I avoided in my work. Pag nawalan bigla ako ng marketing officer, I dread it because I'm like, oh my God, magsa-social media ako. And before this, I was actually on Instagram and Facebook hiatus. I didn't touch it at all, even during lockdown. So parang I'm still getting used to it pa ulit. Yeah, it's hard. Although it's just a matter for me, if it were up to me, I'll repost in groups. As in, I'll post the same picture in groups. Here's my menu. Soy garlic, sweet and spicy chicken at this price. I'll post that in many groups that I'm in. So there's a group for BF, there's a group for Ayala Labang, there's a group for Merville. I post there and stuff like that, and then bounce back. And then a bunch of other foodie groups that I post in all of them. That's basically my marketing strategy. And I've gotten orders naman from that consistently naman, kahit pa paano.
Nice. Ang ganda nga yun, no? That's a very practical tip, mga kanegosyo. Yung sa social media, imbis na parang shotgun approach, kahit sino na lang, di ba? I-share nyo yung business nyo. Punta kayo dun sa mga groups na relevant sa business mo. Since ang business ni Lexy is food, so yung nagpa-participate sa mga Facebook groups that are food-related. And ano rin siya, merong location-based yung malapit sa kanya, sa Parañaque, and so on and so forth. So, hanapin niyo yan. I'm sure maraming ganyan, Facebook groups, relevant sa market mo, relevant sa business mo, and malapit sa location mo. So, konting research lang, I'm sure you'll find that. And get connected with that. Go ahead.
If I may add lang. Kasi like, a lot of these groups usually have thousands of members. Don't kasi malamang matatabunan ka. It's a fact of life. Sa sobrang dami na nagpo-post ng online sellers, matatabunan ka. But don't give up. Keep posting. Kung 3 times a day yung allowed mo, 3 times a day mo. And do it every day. Ganun lang. Kahit copy-paste, the same post all the time. Change mo na lang yung ilang kilos na benta mo na. But otherwise, keep posting every day. One way or another, someone will respond. It's not gonna be as much as you expect, but someone will respond kahit pa paano. Just don't give up. Keep posting lang.
That's good. Thank you for those tips, Lexy. And siguro, on another episode, I'll also probably share yung mga ways na pwede nating i-automate yung posting. Kasi marami namang free na software na gagawin mo lang yung yung kumbaga ads mo, yung post mo. Tapos naka-schedule na. For example, dito sa Negosyo Negoshow, yung mga episode announcements ko and lahat ng post ko, naka-automate na yan. As in 1 week ahead, at least 1 week ahead, naka-automate na. So alam ko at a certain time of the day, mayroong lalabas yan. Ginagawa ko lang siya one time, inuupuan ko lang siya siguro isang buong umaga o isang buong maghapon. So, gawin natin yan on another episode.
Yeah.
So, before we end the podcast, anything else you'd like to share? Maybe you'd like to invite our audience, Lexy?
Sure. So, please visit Hwai Ting Food PH. Hwai Ting Food PH on Facebook. The title is Hwai Ting Home Food though. So follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And be prepared to look at delicious fried chicken photos on your feed. And don't forget to order. Don't worry about being far away from BF because I will deliver to you. Kahit malayo ka pa. You and I promise you it is really good fried chicken. And in general to online sellers, let's keep fighting, keep fighting, don't give up, and let's bounce back. Wow, ang daming plug. Yeah. Let's keep fighting, let's do our best, and don't give up. Yan lang.
Thank you, Lexy. Sabi nga ni
Thank
Lexy,
you very
keep
much.
fighting and together we will bounce back. Hwai Ting. Diba?
Fighting.
Hwai Ting. Hwai Ting. Ano na? Hwai Ting.
Fighting, yeah.
Okay. So again, salamat Lexy for gracing the show, for appearing here on Negosyo Negoshow. So do check her out sa kanyang social media pages. Malaking may tutulong po even yung pag-like nyo sa kanyang mga social media accounts. Alright?
Yeah.
So that's Lexy Senson and kanyang Korean, napakasarap na Korean chicken na Hwai Ting. Alright? So, I'd just like to thank everybody for watching the show. And again, my name is Jules and I'm your host. And thank you for watching Negosyo Negoshow. Until the next episode, thank you and God bless.